Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to a Sunday edition of Bark a Lot. Um if if you're new here, hi, I'm Aurora. Welcome, welcome. I cover the politics, pop culture, and court cases that everybody's talking about and or that I am following because I got interested and that's where I landed. So, what we are doing today, because I realized last night that I can do a recap of a week of trial in a show if that show is like 4 hours long. So, given that I have some lovely folks who help me out, um, by, being in the house and on their phones and listening and taking care of the pets and everything while I am doing this. Yeah, I kind of have to work within their schedule as well, which means we split it up into two. So, for a special Sunday edition, we're doing part two, which is the second half of day 3, days 4 and day 5 of the Keefe D trial. I am going to, well, let me, as you come on in, let me know where you're coming in from and what you're sipping on and or, what you're doing in the background while I am keeping you company. Because if you're anything like me, yeah, I put all my stuff on and then I, play games and do other stuff while I'm doing that. So, for those who missed yesterday, there is a playlist. I have a new playlist up that is going to be everything in this trial, so you can go check that out. And I'll work on getting some shorts up, but everything is time stamped from yesterday or last night's show, so you can go find the spot that you want to find in there. Pretty much what we are looking at here is 30 years ago in September, Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight were driving in a vehicle and somebody shot them when they were stopped at a red light. And one of the people in that car is Duane Keefe D. Davis. And in 2019, he wrote a book. And it seems that one of the lead investigators on this case also wrote a book because everybody seems to write a book. Suge's got a book, but he hasn't released it yet, which I think is probably smart. So everybody has a book. Everybody has something out there. I do not have any of the books yet. I am contemplating. I'm contemplating it. I'm thinking about it. I haven't gotten any of them yet, but I feel like we probably need the context. And so this is week 1 of the trial where KPD is the specific charges I have not gone over yet. Maybe I will do a separate video of that, but basically aiding and abetting in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Now, for the children watching this, first of all, I don't know how much of this that you know, but there have been tons of documentaries and stuff like that, which we are going to cover in some of the testimony that we're going to see in today's part 2 TLDR. But there's also been a massive shift in technology in the last 30 years, a lot of which comes up in court. So, that is kind of the summary here. I'm looking to see. I give a better summary in last night's video. So you can go just watch the beginning part and that'll give you a better summary there. But there's a lot of different beefs that led to the murder of Tupac Shakur. Some of them make sense, some of them don't make sense. Ultimately, things really started to go off the rails. I believe it was with Hit 'Em Up, which is mentioned several times in trial, which is a diss track that calls out Bad Boy Records and Diddy and all that, which, I have to say, that hits different knowing what we know now about Puffy, Diddy. I've gone back to Puff and Puffy because we're sort of gone back in time anyway, and also because I think it makes him mad. So I've gone back to Puff. Okay. With that, welcome everybody. Join us for a lovely Sunday afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and roll the intro, and then we are going to dive right into the middle of day 3. Aurora, hit the right button. Move the thing so you can hit the right button. There we go. Intro. Welcome to Bark a Lot with the Aurora H. White. I'm a legal biller by trade, opinionated law and politics nerd by default. I'm here to break down the political, pop culture, and court headlines that we're all talking about. We value facts, thoughtful discussion, and salty language, so whether you're a fellow law nerd, a political junkie, or just looking for a little hope in today's crazy world, you're in the right place. Tap that subscribe button, pull up your soapbox, and let's go. Let's go. All right, I need to find a 3. There we are. Share. No, we're not doing that one. Let's do Aurora. Can you figure this out? Yes, I can. I can. That's not. No.
Wade Lee, W-A-D-E.
One moment. Let's see if we can't get this organized here. Better. We're almost there. Except I made my timestamps go away. Streaming is dynamic, as EDB always says. Aurora, do you have all your shit together? No, I don't. You know what I also did? Hang on, chat. I lost you. I have to go find you again. You're around here somewhere. Hang on. I need to find the chat. There's the chat. All right. No, come back. Come back. There we go. I found chat. Found my screen. Now I need my timestamps. Aurora, were you prepared today? I thought I was. Clearly I am not. I don't know if any of y'all go back and forth between Macs and PCs, but I do a lot. And sometimes the bounce does not happen as quickly as I would like it to. All right, we are moving on to Detective Dupree, who comes up a lot in future conversations. So, now that's cross exam of Wade Lee. Almost there. All right, we are going to start with when I can get there. There we go. We are going to start with Detective Dupree.
Thank you. You may be seated. And if you please state your full name and then spell it for the record.
Daryn, D-A-R-Y-N, Dupree, D-U-P-R-E-E.
Thank you, sir. Whenever you're ready, state, you may proceed.
Thank you. Sir, how did you used to be employed?
I was a detective for the Los Angeles Police Department.
How long were you with the LAPD?
33 and a half years.
And when did you start?
In 1990.
And through the majority of your career, what kind of crimes did you focus on?
Homicides, gang homicides.
I'm going to direct your attention to approximately 2006. Were you asked to be part of a task force related to the Christopher Wallace murder?
Yes, I was.
And can you describe that task force for
I'm going
us?
to put him on 1.5.
Robbery homicide, homicide specials, Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, FBI, ATF, and DEA were all a part of the task force.
And was there a precipitating event that caused the 2006 task force to be formed?
Yeah, Christopher Wallace's mother filed a lawsuit against the Los Angeles Police Department.
And what was the allegation in the lawsuit?
That there was police officer involvement in his death.
LA police officer involvement?
Yes.
And what was the purpose of the 2006 task force?
To uncover, first of all, if there was any police officer involvement, and also to hopefully solve the Biggie Smalls murder case.
Now, by 2008, this is 11 years after the homicide. I assume that there was records that the LAPD would have gathered initially in the investigation in the ensuing 11 years that you had access to.
Yes.
Did you guys, or did the task force formulate a plan as to how you were going to go about investigating the Bishop Wallace murder?
Yeah. There was rumors that this was a war between South Side Compton Crips and Mob Pyru, Puffy, Combs, Label, Bad Boy, and Death Row Records. So we started there, and that consisted of coming to Vegas, getting all their files, getting up to speed on the Tupac murder. Although we weren't investigating it, we just wanted to get up to speed on it, and then starting there. Everybody was a suspect at that time in the Biggie Smalls murder.
I think they
At the
figured
time
it
you come to
related,
Vegas,
which makes
and
sense.
learn what information the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department has, who is the detective that you're having the contact with from Metro?
Detective Dan Long.
You're going to hear all of
at
these
some point,
names as
you
we
go
go
back,
through the day.
You begin investigating. Did you have any suspects that you identified and wanted to potentially look at?
From the initial investigation, Southside Compton Crips possibly had something to do with the murder because they weren't paid for the Tupac murder, and then also Death Row Records, that they were involved because of the retaliation for the Tupac murder. So, like I said, everybody was a suspect at that time.
During the course of the investigation, did you at some point focus on a person identified as Duane Davis?
Yes.
Do you see Mr. Davis here in court today?
Yes.
You put him out to scratch.
This is the first
He's
time
at,
anybody
Fence
has
Table with a
ID'd
blue
the
shirt and
defendant,
a
by the
record
way.
with
Usually it
record
happens much
identification of the
sooner.
defendant.
Is he wearing a jacket or no jacket?
No jacket.
But
So we're fine.
this is the first time anybody's ID'd the defendant.
How is it that, how is it that you target Mr. Davis?
The vehicle used in the Christopher Wallace murder was a Impala. Mr. Davis had an Impala, and they had impounded it early on in the investigation. So we started with him.
And did you have information related to what his position was in the Southside Crips?
I mean, we knew that Mr. Davis was the man with all the money in their hood.
Now, you said that you, what was your role in the task force?
I was the lowest level, bottom of the food chain detective. I was a gang expert, and I knew a little bit about the rap industry. So that was
That's how you got brought in.
yes.
They brought him in
the
because they
Southside
figured he might know
Crips,
some stuff.
Did they have
I'm gonna
kind of
explain
two
some
crews
things.
associated with them?
As far as I know, yes.
And one of those crews, the Burr Street crew, who was that sort of generally headed by?
It was Keefe D, amongst others.
The Glencoe crew, who was sort of the leader of that group.
From what we gathered, Daryn Green.
I'm letting this
How is
play a
it
little
that
bit
you're going to go about
because it
investigating
explains.
Mr. Davis for the Biggie Smalls murder? What's your plan?
I had never worked with the DEA, FBI. I was a homicide investigator coming in. So above my pay grade, they tried to figure out a way to get leverage on Mr. Davis through narcotic sales.
Right.
We would bring him in after we caught him with narcotics and see if he would work with us and give us information on the Biggie Smalls case.
And were you able to gather enough information to potentially arrest and charge him with narcotics?
Yes.
And how much narcotics are we talking about here?
From what I remember, it was PCP, a gallon, and a kilo of cocaine, if I'm not mistaken.
And with Mr. Davis,
So, just a few.
past criminal history as well as that amount or
Lot.
weight of drugs, what kind of sentence was he looking at for that type of drug?
Lots.
As I said, I wasn't familiar with the Fed system. From what I was told, though, that was a life sentence with the amount of drugs that were confiscated.
So once you've gathered all this
Lot.
evidence, do you do anything to indicate to Mr. Davis that you've got your leverage?
We met with him,
And who's we?
me and Detective Kading.
And where did that meeting take place?
If I recall, it was at Mr. Davis's residence, maybe in Rancho Cucamonga or Corona.
So Kading is the dude that wrote, was it Murder Rap? A book where it would seem that he stole files from his job and did some. Yeah. So that's who he's talking about there. This is all laying foundation for the proffer that we're going to hear, the 2008 proffer that we're going to
get the
hear.
location, and we sat in his garage and we advised him of what we had, and we get an attorney and we'll meet with you a couple days later in LA at the Fed building and we'll discuss it more.
Now, was there a suggestion to Mr. Davis that he shouldn't use a lawyer by the name of Edie Fall?
I don't know anything about that.
Does there come a point in time when you wind up at a meeting with Mr. Davis and his lawyer?
Yes.
And that first meeting, what are you there to talk to Mr. Davis about?
To show him the evidence that we had against him, the video surveillance that we had, we did a lot of surveillance on him, to show him everything we had and what he was looking, to receive in as a case against him.
All right, I'm going to pause here and then we're going to jump ahead. Guys, I think I misread a timestamp. Oh well. Did I misread a timestamp? Never mind. Let's try this again.
We were surprised. Yes. I mean, I don't know if we shut that meeting down then to discuss what we were going to do. I don't remember.
No, let me back up. Sorry.
The other
That trigger anything
Right.
in your mind?
I know why I left this
When he
running.
said we
Let's
didn't have
try
anything to do
again,
with that
Aurora.
one, did that trigger anything in your mind as to what he was saying?
When I recall, yes, we were like, that one. What do you mean?
Right.
And then
What
he
was
said,
it?
What I rudely went by, should have listened to my timestamp in the first place, was they're asking him about Biggie's murder. And he says I didn't have anything to do with that one. Now we're caught up.
we did the other one.
He said we did the other one.
Mhm.
And so at that point, what did you think he was talking about?
Me personally, the only other one was Tupac. But we had nothing, we didn't think we were talking about Christopher Wallace.
Right.
We didn't ask him any questions about Tupac. He offered that on his own.
And so when he does that, is there some discussion then of maybe having a conversation about Tupac?
It was a surprise to us. Number one, we were shook. We were surprised.
Here's how I suspect that went down. Now I'm tapping into my old campus security days here and having moments where somebody would do something that is remarkably dumb, just remarkably stupid at the outset, right? Just admitting to having something to do with this other one. Here's how I think that went down. I think Dupree and the other guys looked at each other and said, "Did he really just say that out loud?" And they went, "Yeah." Like, did he mean to? I don't know. It probably didn't. Give him an out. Just give him an out. That was a slip. If he keeps talking, we're not going to say no. But I think that's how that went down. Myself.
Yes.
They seem like
I don't
that
know if
kind
he
of
shut
growth.
that meeting down then to discuss what we were going to do. I don't remember, but we were surprised.
Does there come a point in time when there's a meeting set for December 18th of 2008 to talk to Mr. Davis about the Tupac Shakur murder?
Yes.
So that's the 08 proper. Let us bounce ahead a bit now. Did I leave myself a note for my next timestamp? No, we're just going to guess. Maybe when I see it, I'll remember. We're heading into Cross now.
Okay. That's where he lived at the time.
And you had at some point told him that maybe he should retain an attorney to handle the issues because he was going to be dealing with the United States Attorney Timothy Seal, right? You remember having that conversation with him?
I don't think we threatened them or anything like that. We just advised them that, hey, man, we got some information, we got some things that you're involved in, and we need to talk to you. So we need
Not legal advice. If you are talking with law enforcement, also contact an attorney.
to meet with you, with your attorney at the AUSA's office.
Now, at the time that you had that conversation with Mr. Davis, you advised him that not to bring his attorney, which would have been Edie Fall, to that conversation, right?
No,
You advised him to actually bring this other attorney, Wayne Higgins. That would have been a brand new attorney for Mr. Davis, correct?
I thought about
Yeah,
Higgins. We will get to them.
Now, in terms of your, the meeting, Mr. Higgins shows up with Mr. Davis, and then there's a conversation between Mr. Higgins and Seawright regarding the proffer agreement, but that wasn't with you being present in the room, fair?
no.
Okay. Now, you had, though, at some point being informed that there was a proffer agreement, and then there was follow-up interviews that occurred as a result, right?
That's correct.
So this is just not one interview. This is multiple interviews.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell us, for instance, how many interviews there were?
That I was involved in, the first meeting at his house in the garage, the first meeting with the AUSA, and then the meeting at Wayne Higgins. But mind you, like I told you, I flew to New York with Mr. Davis. So we were out there for.
Yeah, that was new information. Detective Dupree brought Davis to New York to try and reconnect with, I think it was Zip. Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 days.
I'm talking more about specifically the actual meetings in which you're sitting down and asking questions of Mr. Davis.
2.
So that would be the initial meeting with United States Attorney.
What you smiling at, Keefe? I think he likes this dude. I think even though this guy's a cop, I think he likes Detective Dupree. I do.
Right in the room. And then the second meeting was, I'm sorry, at what time?
That was with Mr. Higgins at his office on Wilshire Boulevard, if I'm not mistaken. I forget the date.
Okay, would that be October or December 18th,
2008.
2008?
Yes.
Do you recall actually being involved?
So that's the 2008 proffer. And now I'm going to jump ahead again. I have left notes on several things. With Detective Dupree, I did not leave notes. So, I did not realize Keefe was smirking at him this whole time. I listen to court a lot, and then I come back and I see it when I hang out with y'all. Timestamp, read the timestamp. Aurora, I should color code these. There we go. I'm gonna bounce ahead just a couple minutes. Also, can I say I love this attorney's style. I know I shouldn't make any determinations based on looks or anything like that, but I kind of love the attorney's style.
With recorder, they actually just write things down into the 302, right?
That's correct.
In this particular case, was Special Agent Bennett aware that there was a recording?
I have no idea.
Now, in addition to that, on March 9th, you had said that something that he was, I guess, activated as a confidential informant. So I think it's around that time period, right? Of 2009.
Okay, you're the defense attorney. Why are you bringing in that Keefe D became a confidential informant and he wonders why people thought he was snitching? Because it was.
Between what time periods did Mr. Davis give information to LAPD as a confidential informant? Do you remember?
I don't remember how many times we met or how many times I was involved in speaking to him, but it's just those 3 times. The first time in his garage, 2008, 2009, and then when we went to New York. That's all my dealings with Mr. Davis was that I can remember.
Okay. Now, the December 2008 proffer that you were part of, did you verify any of the information?
That Mr. Davis told us?
Yeah.
We were trying to verify as much as we could.
Okay. Well, tell us the efforts.
So what this is going towards, why did the defense attorney ask that question? Because the defense is my client is a lying liar who lies all the time. And he was just blowing smoke. The whole time he was talking to you, the whole time, all the book, all of it, just blowing smoke. So that's why he was asking, hey, did you verify anything? Yeah, he probably did what he could, but so much of this is hearsay anyway. So, okay. now we are going to, I'm going to jump ahead again. In the in-between, we do learn that Greg Kading forms this task force to investigate all of these things. And then he hands it off to this guy and then bounces and then publishes the book. So this lovely witness has spent a lot of time with this case and a lot of time cleaning up messes. So, hey, tell me where we are. All right. Bouncing ahead again. Bouncing ahead, still on cross.
Information we're talking about here. At some point, your other LAPD detective leaves the LAPD. Greg Kading.
Yes. In 2011,
Yeah.
I think.
And in 2011, I believe he publishes a book.
Yes.
And that book is called Murder Rap.
Yes.
Did you read that book?
Parts of it.
Right. And fair to say, of course, is that if you saw something in the book that was not accurate, you probably tell Greg Kading, like, hey, this is not accurate, this is not right.
I wouldn't tell him nothing. That's
Oh,
his version. He was
Exactly.
Right. Okay, so it's his
I'd
version of
keep my
events. You
mouth
would have been
shut.
like, okay, this is not right about what I did. I'm just going to leave it alone because that's what Greg Kading interpreted it to be.
No, I'm saying I was on the Los Angeles Police Department, still in charge of the Biggie Smalls case by myself. And whatever came from any books that were written, it was my responsibility to make sure that everybody was okay if they were outed in that book. So I'm not going to tell another man what he should and shouldn't do as far as writing a book. If you want to write a book, write a book. If it comes back my way and I got to investigate something you said, then I'll do that.
So this individual, Greg Kading, leaves LAPD and takes the Tupac file with him,
From what I hear, something like to that effect.
meaning he stole the file.
Something to that effect.
Now, in addition to that, he also took the Biggie file, right, with him when he left.
From what I hear, I've never seen him, but that's what I hear.
Okay. And with regards to the recording that we're talking about here, that recording was a recording that he published, at least brought it out to the public, not you.
You will never see me on a podcast, a book, nothing like that.
Yeah.
So you never have.
Now, in terms of, though, just your understanding and, being in LA and so forth, Greg Kading has made appearances on podcasts and other things as well, right?
Yes.
And also that would be with documentaries.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But at least you're still abiding by the rules and that kind of thing. You would never do that.
I stick to the code. Okay, I'm abide by the streets. You're not gonna see me on here telling about what somebody else did. This is the only time you're gonna see me talking about what somebody did, sitting in this chair.
And I appreciate that, sir.
So this is why guys like Keefe D will talk to him though, because if it needs to be said, he's gonna say it, and he's always gonna be real with what the vibe I get from him. He's gonna tell the truth. He's gonna tell the truth to Keefe D. He's gonna tell the truth to his informants. He's gonna tell the truth to the jury. But he's not going to invent trouble where trouble doesn't need to exist, right? In order to get him looking at you, I'm sorry, sir, that is a rude pause face. That's slightly better. Yeah, so he follows. I think that's why what you will hear when we get into later days, sorry, something is bothering my eyeball here. When we get a little deeper into it, you're gonna hear Keefe D say, "Hey, can I talk to my man D?" Which is this guy. So, and as for Kading, not cool, man. Not cool. I don't like that at all. Bouncing ahead. That was the part I wanted to get to there. I'm trying to zoom. Mm-hmm. Next up, we are on redirect.
Yeah, I've had a couple confessions. Yeah.
When you were talking to Mr. Davis and he's telling you what he's telling you, did you have reason to doubt his version of events as it relates to the homicide itself?
I didn't think Mr. Davis was lying because he put the gun in his nephew's hand. And if anybody knows anything from what I hear, Mr. Orlando Anderson was the man besides Keefe D in that neighborhood. He was the prince, and his family loved him. I didn't think that Mr. Davis would put the gun in his own nephew's hand, dead or alive, and put that smut on him unless it was true. The person that killed Tupac, well, in the neighborhood, he's a hero. In the world, he's a villain. So I didn't think Mr. Davis, me personally, would do that unless it was true with his own nephew, because I know he loved his nephew. They all loved Orlando.
That's fair.
And so that particular fact, knowing the culture, and now it's 2008. I mean, let me ask you this: was Tupac Shakur larger than life after death?
Yes.
Yes.
But had he would have been legendary if he lived.
Yeah.
And in 2008,
I mean, the reality is Tupac was already an icon when all this happened. Like, I knew who Tupac was, and it wasn't my music scene or things like that, and all of that. I knew who Tupac was. So, yeah, it would have been. Was he larger than life? He was in part larger than life because this thing just kept going afterwards. It kept escalating. There were other things that went on with it. So it became like that. It really became that one moment that brought attention to a lot of the inner workings of the gangs and who was part of the gangs and stuff like that. I mean, let me when we get done with the day here, I'm gonna give a little background information on some things as I've understood them. So, let us listen to the jury question because I love this jury's questions. They ask great questions. I do not know. I should learn and I will learn, but I don't know if Maine is. I don't think Maine lets juries ask questions. I think that is there. All right. Jury question.
All right, question from one of our
Jury
judges for
question.
you. For clarity, would you say the feds were more worried about the bigger fish and the whole puzzle rather than the pieces, being you had the information from Keefe and didn't need to put it together?
Yes, they were worried about the bigger picture, but this is 2006, and the smaller types of investigations on both cases had already been run to ground. You needed to come with a different type of investigation to try to see if you can get it. So that's why Detective Kading, the LAPD, that's why you brought in the FBI, ATF, DEA, other agencies to all help to try to solve both cases. Once we found out what Mr. Davis had said.
Right.
It was Biggie Smalls at first, and then it went to Tupac Shakur.
Okay. Any follow-up questions based on that, Mr. DiGiacomo?
no.
Any follow-up questions based on that, Mr. Savage?
No.
Okay, you faked us out again. All right, you are free to go. Thank you so much, Mr. Dupree.
I'll bet he stood up or something. Okay, so I am going to, you know what? I'm going to scroll swoop because we're going to take a little sidetrack here for a quick minute. And then I'm going to pull up once we scroll swoop, then I'm going to pull up day 4 and we're going to run through day 4. But I realize that I sort of have forgotten. Now, keep in mind, none of this is personal experience for me. This is anecdotal hearsay history from documentaries, other folks, that kind of thing. But what I am going to say, as far as gangs, the Italian mafia, which we tend to glamorize a bit, and the Irish mob, like that. I'm from New England, so we have mostly the Italian and Irish mafia along this coast. This is, I mean, once you get into New York, it gets a little different, but this is, and they're old school, right? They've been around forever. We love to glamorize like Al Capone and stuff like that, right? But this is all of these things, as I understand it. Maybe I'm wrong. The root of where these groups came from is twofold in this country. Where first, nobody's hiring them. You do, whether you're talking the Irish, the Italians, or the gangs of, what became the gangs of LA, which is a lot of Black folks. People aren't hiring them. People aren't giving them decent jobs. And there is, I mean, when you're dealing with racism, which is at the core of all of this, it's how to keep these people down and in poverty. Well, and on top of all of that, the cops are not your friends, right? So, especially LA in the 90s, Rodney King was 91, and that was basically a war between the LAPD and the people they're supposed to protect that aren't white. It was, I mean, I was all the way on this coast. I was a young teenager. Well, not 91. 91, I was still a little kid, but I remember seeing these images, and as I got older, these things were in the news. So the LAPD, the cops for all the groups I've mentioned, not friendly. They are not working for you. They're not helping you. So people feel the need to have protection and make their own way in the world. When you can't make your own way in the world in the conventional and approved ways, you invent other ways. Do I condone any of this? No, I don't. But do I understand where it came from? Yes, I do. And so the gangs, on the one hand, we're hearing some of this and going, that seems crazy. And on the other hand, I don't know. I'm of two minds of this because I did live in a family neighborhood for a while, and it was the safest neighborhood I've ever lived in because as a civilian, it was safe. I will say this, if you're in a neighborhood and you think it might be family, whether we're talking West Coast, East Coast, Italian, Irish, it doesn't really matter. If you never see a police officer, you never see a cop car, and it's a super, super safe neighborhood, especially if it's in a big city, it's family. It's family. Follow the rules, you're fine. So I just wanted to give a little bit of that background because I think sometimes we forget when we're talking about the gang stuff, the origins of, do I agree with this? No, but they had to make a living. And when everything is kind of stacked against you, then you make your own rules. And that's what we're looking at, is in a lot of ways in this trial, how some of those rules play out or don't. So on that note, let us move on to day 4. Day 4. First, I need to find. I'll swoop. I'll swoop, and then we'll find day. Well, I'll find day 4, and then we'll swoop. How's that? All right. That is not where we want to be. Go this way. Yes. Okay. That is not what we want either. Come on. There we go. Good Lord. That. Swoopity doop. Swoop. One of these days, I'm going to figure out how to make my little screen on this screen bigger. All right. Should I hide my notes? Yes. Why would I do that? Okay. So, All right, we are going to hit play on day 4, and we have witness. I do not know if I spelled it right in my notes. Deonte Lee. We're going to start with Deonte Lee. No, I need to move that. I need to move that. Streaming is dynamic. There we go. And we will get some of his testimony.
Testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
Yes, sir.
You may be seated. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Deonte Lee, spelled Denvonta, last name Lee, Lee.
Thanks, Mr. Lee, for being here. Mr. Duane, whenever you're ready, you may proceed.
Thank you. Sir, you did not volunteer to be here. Is that fair?
No, I didn't.
In fact, you're under a court order to be here
Yes,
through a subpoena.
yes,
In fact, you have expressed many times the fact that you do not want to participate in this.
Yeah.
But understanding that you're a court order, you don't have a choice whether or not to sit in that chair. Is that fair?
yeah, that's fair.
I want to ask you a little bit about the
Yet another witness. So it's like, no. We don't care what your wants, needs, or desires are. You will come testify.
mid-1990s. Where were you living?
So at the time, I think part-time.
Did you ever start spending time in Compton?
Yes,
And I
what
did
was
move to one
who were you spending time with?
my homeboys and people around, friends.
At some point, were you spending time with a person you knew as Big Dre?
Yes,
Would you describe him as a friend?
yeah.
Big Dre is not Dr. Dre.
And then later on, did you
Confusing,
start spending
'cause they're all
time with a person by the name of Orlando Anderson?
Yes, I did.
Would you consider him a friend?
Yes,
As a result of your relationship with Orlando Anderson, did you start coming into contact with the South Side Compton Crips?
oh, yes, I did.
Can you tell us how that happened?
Meaning, we used to go over there, hang out. And we wasn't from over there at that time, but we knew a couple of people. So, we go over there, hang out or whatnot, chill.
And then is it fair to say at some point that you were given a option of joining Southside Crips or facing a different kind of repercussion?
Yeah, I would say it was an option, like, either or, basically.
And can you tell us what the either or was?
Well, at the time, it was either, we're going to join or we just can't come around no more.
And did you ultimately join?
Yeah, I did.
And how does that work? How did you join?
Or you get put on, meaning, have a fight or whatever,
Now,
things of that nature.
is it always this fight? Is it always a one-on-one, or sometimes is it multiple people on one?
Sometimes it's not one-on-one. If you get lucky, you might get a fair one like that. But other than that, sometimes it's not one-on-one.
And when you say a fair one, you mean a one-on-one. Yeah. All right. And so when you did you get a fair one, or did you have to get jumped in by multiple people?
Oh, I had a fair one. Yeah, it was not multiple people.
And how'd that come about? You getting a fair one?
Wait, I don't understand the question.
Well, did Mr. Anderson assist you in joining the Southside Crips?
Oh, honestly, he didn't assist us on joining nothing. He just was there to make sure, because we was, we're friends of his, to make sure basically that we had a fair, shake. We get a fair chance.
Right.
Won't get dogged out, or not if you got dogged out by that one, whoever he was fighting. So yeah, he was, he was there to make sure that everything went pretty much as smooth as it can go.
And so Orlando Anderson was basically looking out for you.
Yeah, he was looking out for all of us.
Now, are you familiar with a person that went by the moniker Keefe D?
Yes.
And who was he in the Southside Crips in the mid-90s?
He was a hustler. He was known for hustling. That's what he was known. What I knew from him is he was a hustler. Grew up around there. That's basically
The captions are
What it was,
kind of
yeah.
wild.
And when you say he was a hustler, for those of us who don't understand what that means, what does that mean? Is he getting money? Is he
he's
doing
getting
other
money.
things?
He's getting money. Yeah, he's getting money.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And how is he getting
On a
money?
higher level.
On a higher level. So he's not just getting. There are some people who are let's say hustling and get money on maybe a lower level, and then there are people who are making bigger money. Is that
Yeah,
fair?
of course you can say that's safe to say. He's
And-
on a bigger level.
He was on a bigger level. And when we're talking about getting money, are we talking about through working a 9-to-5, or are we talking about narcotics?
It was narcotics.
All right, and then when
it seems silly, but they do have to get that on the record.
You
Even though we know.
got initiated to the South Side Crips through a fair one. After that, would you hang around the South Side area a lot?
Well, yeah, of course.
And is it sometimes referred to as the neighborhood?
You said it was.
The neighborhood is like
Yeah, I mean that's where we're from. That's that's where we're going to be.
Right. So, he then continues on. Deonte Lee continues on to talk about the Lakewood Mall incident, which is among the things to spark the rapid escalation. So in the interest of time, I'm going to skip past that. I did link EDB's sorry, the computer is fighting me. I did link EDB's channel in the description of this video and my other one because I highly recommend. I said it yesterday, I'm saying it again. She grew up in LA. She's a couple years older than me, but we're basically the same age. She grew up in LA. She worked in the LA prosecutor's office and has seen some files like this one. So for live trial coverage with a play-by-play and explanations you need real time, that's where I'm going to send you 10 out of 10 because I'm learning a lot with that. But in the interest of zooming along, I am now going to jump ahead. We're going to jump ahead to the 2008 interview that Keefe D gave. So this is Detective Dupree that we just saw before this. He's who laid the foundation for us to get all of what we're going to do. There's going to be a lot of transcript stuff. So if you are watching for visuals, love you. Thank you. Now would be a great time to stick this in your pocket, just put this in your earphones and go do something else. Let me body double with you. And we will go through this because it's going to be transcript heavy. So, and I'm fighting with technology. We will be done fighting in a minute. Oh, Aurora, you need to swoop. You need to swoop. All right, we're almost there. Nope. There. All right, I will swoop now. Swoopity-doo. Swoop. Swoop. Okay. Let's see. Did I catch the right? Okay. So we have a couple. Oh, so remember when they were talking earlier about they were asking Detective Dupree about did somebody tell Keefe D not to use his attorney? Well, this is that part where they tell him not to use the attorney. So yeah, somebody did tell him not to. And then we've got questions. All right.
On surveillance?
No.
No, we've never been to Kevin's house.
I haven't.
Ever.
Because I feel, why would y'all why not hire Edie?
There's some problems, in my opinion, and this may not be a shared
Edie's the
opinion,
other
but
lawyer.
I just don't believe in Edie's ethics. I think he's a dirty attorney. I think that Edie will lie, cheat, and steal in order to get himself out of any kind of problem. I think that there was ethical problems with the way that he had Orlando testify on behalf of Suge Knight, and that whole thing is a problem we don't want to have to deal with. And as you know, Edie Fall also represents Michael Thoreau, and we just don't want all those problems.
He represents Michael Thoreau right now?
Well, right now. And Renee Campbell.
Yeah.
You know Renee Campbell?
And I know Al was in San Bernardino. He had no fucking reason being down there. You know what I'm saying? I'm up on everything, dude. You think I'm not?
Well, Keefe, you got to do your homework. We respect that. Don't read too much into anything.
I'm not gonna do nothing to them dudes. I'm over, man. I'm up on everything, dude.
Well,
that's why he's in San Bernardino. What the fuck? He wrote me a letter. I'll never tell on you this and this and that. Ooh. Yeah, I know you was in San Bernardino, coming to MDC, coming to see y'all, all that. I know all that shit, man. It was about 2-3 years ago. I know about the Tommy thing over there in Carlton Square. Boom. He told, man, I know a whole lot of shit, dude.
Okay. Well, you probably know more than us. We're doing our homework as we go. That again, we just don't want to deal with those problems that come along with Michael. And
The mumbler is Keefe D. The other voice that you hear, the one who said, don't use Edie. As a lawyer, we don't like what he's doing. We think he's unethical. That's Kading.
and that attorney. Just don't believe in the guy.
Yeah.
I've had my encounters with him before and it didn't go well.
Yeah.
And keep you some of the people that might be real close to you that you may want to protect may be the same people that sold you out. So take that into consideration when you're saying, I don't want to give up Compton, I don't want to give up my homeboy and stuff like that.
So I'm not sure who that is. Probably a Fed that is saying to Keefe that he shouldn't trust anybody, that some folks may have sold him out.
I'm not saying anybody did it, but
I know.
close to you may have.
I know. He said Eddie or Pat could be working with us. And that fucked me up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me say this. I know you.
And I know, let me say one more thing.
Yes, sir.
Higgins is the lawyer he decided to bring in for this one. So not the one they're all talking about.
And you said, I got some shit gonna break your heart, gonna break your DNAs. I know y'all was gonna arrest me for this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I know that shit, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that's how it goes. That's how the game goes.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Yeah. These dudes go, man.
Well, let me say this to you.
I'm serious. I never thought I would retire. But y'all heard me on the phone, man. I'm through with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Too many dirty motherfuckers, low down, cross artists, everything. But they don't know I'm putting the double cross down. Fuck it. I'm with y'all.
And now, what you
So here's Keefe D saying they're cross talking, like they're snitching on me, but they don't know that I'm snitching on them. Everybody's snitching on everybody. I don't know. All right. I'm going to jump ahead a bit here. And wait, did I let it play? Almost. Yeah, no. So Higgins is the other lawyer that that Keefe had hired for this one. And Higgins like, I know you have used Edie and you feel comfortable with Edie, but I want you to say this. I know you've sent him a lot of business stuff, but I would think you would think at this point, that's a terrible sentence, Higgins, that maybe you shouldn't think that way because you wouldn't be here because a lot of people that he dealt with may have participated in getting your ass here. This lawyer says a lot in this interview. This lawyer, my own personal opinion, this is not the kind of lawyer that you want talking to you or for you or on your behalf when you're talking to cops. I am curious as to what the other defense attorneys say about it. All right, let me jump ahead. So we're going to jump ahead. This thing is very long. I recommend going through it with a translator, if possible. And I do have this up 1.25 speed. Pardon me, 1.25 speed. In the interest of time. Aurora, can you read what you wrote down? There we are.
All right. So that's it. We're going to start. Me and Jeff went back to New York and did a little bit of groundwork back there. As far as the Tupac thing is going, we just want to run down all the leads as far as they relate to Zip and to Puffy, and that kind of thing. But at some point in time, we will have to go hit up Bubble Up, get his statement, and the other dude that was in the car that's still alive.
Anybody else still alive? Corey wasn't there.
No.
Big Dre and Lane, they both did.
No, the other dude, Guitar Carol, or what they think.
in the car behind. You want to show the diagram first? And see?
Yeah.
Maybe you want to clarify it. Who's in that car with Zip, or the van with Zip?
He wasn't in the van, he was in that van.
That's the way we had it. We let him
They're in the process of trying to describe who was where on the road the night of.
But let us know if that seating arrangement is right or wrong.
Anything you want to change for the seating arrangement or whatever, just mark it on that one. Wherever you were sitting, wherever Nando was sitting, who was in the car behind.
No, well, y'all know this shit already.
But the seating arrangement might be, because were you driving?
What?
They're
You
talking
driving
about
the first
the night
car?
of.
See that line says you're driving, okay.
They're trying to figure out who was where.
And who was driving? Debbie, I was in the car behind myself?
No, he wasn't even there.
None of them guys were in the car behind?
So Orlando shot across Dre?
He leaned over on the window, we rolled down the window, popped.
Who was it?
They would drove on my side, I would pop them. You know what I'm saying?
So if you're not able to read the transcript here, this is Keefe D saying if Tupac and Suge had pulled up on his side, so that he's saying that they were on the passenger side, which is where his nephew leaned over to shoot. Because Keefe D says if they'd drawn up on my side, I would have popped them. So if they had come up on his side, he would have done it.
But they was on the other side.
Right.
So was there a second car behind you guys?
No, it was some girls hit that corner with us, dog, and we shot out their window. I said, these bitches got more work than the dudes, you know what I'm saying?
But anytime was it this car behind?
Not at all.
None of the homies was behind, no, like 3 or 4 cars behind, nothing like that?
Nothing.
Just one car?
Just one car. Then we hit the corner, the girl followed us, and we shot out her window. It was.
And if you're watching this testimony in real time or you go back and catch up on it, there are witnesses corroborating all of this. And the reason I say that is because what is Keefe D's main defense? I'm a lying liar who lied a lot. But we have a lot of folks confirming his version of events.
They got scared and stopped.
But they weren't with you guys?
They weren't with us, no.
It's the girls that
Push that back over here real quick.
We would think they security would follow us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the bras don't even that hard. They followed us halfway, we shot out the window. They scared.
Those are all the guys that you would recognize as being in the car, right? Lane, DeAndre, and Terrence.
Right. Lane being Keefe D's nephew, Baby Lane, I do believe. I'm going to jump ahead because they go through. All right. So, Aurora, look at your notes. What are we skipping over? They continue to talk more about the night Tupac was killed. They go through some other history. They're talking about doing baseball game, playing for Champagne. They're talking about the BET tour concerts. Keefe D starts talking with Puffy and Zip. And now I'm going to jump ahead. Wow. Cannot read. Don't mind me. Did I bold anything? No. Would it help my eyeballs if I did? Very much so. There we go. Jumping ahead.
All right, so you're out there. You're doing some dope with Zip.
Out there is New York. If I am remembering that correctly.
And what happens next?
Zip is connected with
in your
Puff.
guys' relationship. You come back to Compton. You're running your game out here, and how you just continue to have an ongoing relationship with Zip, or do you always have to go through Flint?
Shit, if they fuck me, you think I'm gonna fuck them up? I had 3 400 birds. I'm falling. Fuck them, you know what I'm saying?
So you never got paid for the 3 birds? After you got, when did you get paid for the?
They gave me the 17,000, and he said, "Fat, stay the rest of the money." So I just, okay, fuck you. When he come around,
So you just ate it. You didn't get that money never.
yeah, just fuck it.
So I am translating, which this is why I watch GDP. So this translation is coming from that. So birds are kilos of cocaine. And so he's talking about what Keefe D is talking about basically is getting stiffed on his share of the money from a deal, from a cocaine deal where Flint and Zip didn't pay him what he was owed. But he just went with it because he says he was 300 or 400 in for kilos. So he was fine. Scale. Go for real-time translation. Go watch on one of the other channels. I'm just doing my level best to pass along the information I have learned on that particular one. Because otherwise, this is a whole different language that I do not understand.
Then he come 5 to 10 sometime. He had to be all COD from then on.
So basically, after he stiffed him, yeah, I'll keep doing business with you, but it's going to be cash on delivery. And he does mean cash on delivery.
So he used to get, Flint used to get a lot of stuff from you?
No, I'm talking about Zip.
Flint used to come. After he did that, he was COD from now on.
But you just let that first one go.
We call him back there.
Yeah. Teach yourself, fool.
It's a possible business.
Yeah, you on yourself. That's all I think.
So he would keep, would keep coming to you, but he'd be COD, cash on delivery, buying birds over the years?
He went to jail. Maybe he did about 2 or 3 transactions. He went to jail after that.
Okay.
And I was asking why the fuck you would go out to Miami and I got the shit here. That's what you get.
Because that's what he's doing, going to Miami.
Right. So now they're going to get into getting to Miami. We don't need to do that. Okay. I'm about to head to I'm bouncing ahead to a bit that I just find funny. I mean, there's a lot in here that it's heavy, but some of the name dropping, when you can actually picture it, it does get kind of entertaining at times.
Came closer with Zip while Flint was in jail. You started doing business with him.
So we started hanging out when he come to LA. He'd come and hang out with me. We go party.
Okay.
So this is Flint, Zip coming out to LA.
Because he's in jail. Whatever.
And his shit don't match neither. 100 fucking keys. You get 3 years. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, Lord.
So this is talking about the deal that was it Flint got. He only got 3 years for a fuck ton of cocaine. So like teeny bitty time, fuck ton of cocaine. So the assumption that Keefe D is making is that he was talking to the feds.
I thought he was just like, he was telling them.
Nobody want to mess with him.
I don't know, man. We know in Corey, 200 keys in Columbus, Ohio, you fucking $30. Oh, yeah. I got more than that on a phone call. You know that?
Who's your lawyer? I think we got that time.
Oh, you had some assistance.
Oh, yeah.
And that shit don't add up, boy. Where?
So you and Zip keep doing deals. In between, at some time, how does Pac or Big get brought up into the situation as far as you?
So we just started kicking it, and we met the boy at the, he gave a, what was that, a BET party? For the BET award. It's like 92, 93 at the club.
We're back in time.
And Mary J, what's his name? That tall dude with the net, used to have dreads. He would aftermath now. What's his name? Busta Rhymes.
At Paradise? That was the time?
Yeah. Busta Rhymes. Man, them almost got in a fight. I was suited. Went across. He thought he was all big shit. We was gonna beat the fuck out of that boy. But he threw he wasted a drink on me, and I'm like, okay. Yeah. That's where I met. First day I met Puff.
So the first day he met Puff was the day that apparently Busta Rhymes threw a drink at him. There's EDB was like, what? So we're just throwing drinks like we're Real Housewives? And honestly, I can't get that image out of my head now. So yeah, but Busta Rhymes apparently threw a drink on this guy. Cause I don't know. high school girls. That's what they're acting like in some of these areas. So yeah, that's when he met Puff.
Different Lucy, this my boy. What do you introduce him as? This my friend, this my nephew.
My boy.
This my boy. They didn't see themselves as relatives or anything like that, like that was his nephew, or is that how he acted towards him?
No, this my boy. This Puff.
Okay.
And after that, they used my car on the video.
Which part was that?
The 64 Chevy I had.
What color was it?
He put that car in his book.
And Usher, he had Usher. And
It was Usher's video?
It was Usher's video, and Puff was driving the car. That's when he had LA with him for a while.
You remember the song?
Can I Get With It? That was his first song ever. Usher's first song ever. He was in a Laker uniform. And he had the little kid dancing on my car when he got back. It was fucked up. And he paid to get it repainted. He sent me $2,500 for that.
Puff did?
Yeah.
You directly?
So Puff changed. I don't know what just happened there. So Puff paid him for the car after 14-year-old Usher fucked it up in the music video by dancing on it. All right, and this continues. They continue to go through talking about concerts in Anaheim. Puff getting Davids for tickets because again, in this situation, right, the money is the top, and the folks who have the money at this point, it's Death Row Records and Bad Boy Records. So at this point, the connection between Bad Boy and Puff is being made with Davis and his dudes, and Death Row has theirs. So, because amongst everything, this goes back to Suge and Puff having beef. Can I just say that we women are given a bad rap for being the emotional ones because I cannot keep track of some of this. And all right. Bouncing ahead. All right. I'm trying to zoom here. I'm not doing a great job. All right. We gotta go back. There we go. All right.
Okay, so it's Pharrell.
He's picking up
you,
Zip
Puffy,
from the
Zip,
airport.
and a bunch of Southsiders. And what Puffy makes kind of an announcement.
Yeah, that was stupid as hell too, you know.
What did you actually hear? What was the words? If the best you can remember what he says.
Shit, he said he'd give us anything for them dudes, you know? Yeah.
We'll give you anything for these guys' head.
Yeah.
He's talking about Suge. So Puffy is saying he'd give anything for Suge's head.
Where were you?
If I translated that correctly.
He was in the main, it was like he had the Navy SEALs in one of them over here. We was in that middle room. The middle room was like a living room, like a suite. And the other room was like a bedroom. He was in there shooting dice.
So he's explaining
D-Mac was there.
the hotel room that they
Another dude was
are
shooting
in.
dice. OJ daughter, she was at the moment.
And they're shooting
Did you hear
dice
this
there.
being stated? And
It was mostly, this was after the concert. Before the concert, he stated that. After the concert, that's when everybody came back to the room, did a little party, shoot dice.
Was D-Mac
So before the show, Puff says that this is after the show.
there before the concert?
No.
D-Mac wouldn't have heard that?
No.
So were you in a hotel? Were you at the venue?
We was at the hotel when
Hotel? What hotel?
that was at the Hilton or something.
Okay.
What Sheraton? I think it was the Hilton.
So you're like in a suite at the Hilton or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was Halloween night because she had on a cat suit. And Trish had her on the bed like, make me out for me, baby. TT. OJ daughter. She was a bad motherfucker, boy. Yeah, I wanted to hit that thing. Yeah.
You said there were Navy SEAls in the other room?
Yeah.
What for?
To protect him. He was that scared of that dude.
He had hired a Navy SEAL?
I swear to God.
Like, you know,
I love Dupree. It's like, dude actually hired Navy SEAls for this. Is that scared of Suge? He hired Navy SEAls, really?
Shield or did you?
They told me they were SEALs. These Navy SEALs. And they had on their little ear things and everything.
So this is after Jake got killed. So
Yeah.
he was on point. He was worried about something happening.
Yeah.
So he got miles off about a bunch of different stuff. So he was scared.
So he was scared to death. Yeah.
Okay.
And he like, man.
Now, why does he, if he's got these Navy SEALs guys out there protecting him, why does he call you and ask you for protection?
Would you rather have some Navy SEALs or some gangsters?
Well,
I mean, he thinks mighty highly of himself, but it kind of depends on what you need. Because the Navy SEAL's not going to be able to catch certain things that a gangster is going to be able to catch. Like, I get it. Well, I mean, at 662, what did we learn? We learned that there were the police guys, and then there were the fixers. There's two layers of security. Okay, bouncing ahead here. Did I miss something? I don't know. I might have written my timestamps down wrong. Let's find out. I'm trying to zoom.
that made it something other than just him frustrated and boasting. Man, I'll give you guys anything. I mean, what made it a specific, like, hey, I'm serious. I want you guys to kill these guys.
We're back to talking about
Greenbacks.
Puffy.
How'd that go?
Wanting
Like,
to take
what was the
Shook out.
conversation?
And who's he? Puffy.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is specifically at Greenbacks, right?
Yeah.
How's it go? How's the conversation go? I mean, okay, listen, I'll do it, but I need $500,000, or I got somebody who will do it, but I need 300. I mean, we need really specific details regarding that.
Yeah, we wanted $1 million.
Fair. We want $1 million to do this. Also, I should say that he is in part talking to these guys because they've been trying to build RICO cases against Suge and Puff since the 90s.
All right, so you meet him at Greenbacks for lunch or dinner or what?
This was dinner.
Okay.
Who else was there?
Shit, all of us, Corey, everybody.
And everybody's listening to this
All of
conversation?
Huh?
Everybody's hearing this conversation between you and Puff? What are you talking about?
He's talking to me. We went downstairs. Because when we got there, we was laughing at him. Because he was with this broad to suck dick. To suck every dick in there. He all hugged up, kissing with her. We was laughing like a woman. Like, man, what you laughing at, dog? Man, don't just come out here and get nitty, bro, dog. I took him downstairs and he's like, man, let's get rid of them dudes, man. It won't be a problem.
Is Zip there with you?
Yeah, Zip was
At that conversation.
No, you weren't at the conversation. It was just me and him.
So he tells you seriously, man, I need to get rid of these guys. And he's looking at you in the eyes and he's like scared.
Yeah. He's scary, dude.
That's Keefe D saying Puff. He's scary, dude.
Yeah.
Now, when he asked about it, he always said both of them, but he said should mostly, or he was always talking both of them.
Yeah, when he had his boy on after he made the record.
Before that, it was just should.
Yeah.
And then after Hit 'em Up came out.
Yeah, that just them on.
So he's like, kill both of them.
Yeah.
So there's going to be two separate conversations then.
Yeah.
He's 3 and 4.
Or, yeah.
So was Anaheim was just about Suge?
Anaheim was about both of them.
Okay.
Anaheim was about both of them.
I don't know why I stopped it. Don't mind me.
He said it in front of all those people. I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying?
In Anaheim?
Yeah. Whole room full of Crips. They motherfuckers go after his ass. Yeah.
Okay, so he tells you I need to get rid of him. At Greenbacks, doing him
Hey, he's
downstairs.
doing a lot of leading. I mean, he's
I'll do it for $1 million.
Yeah. Then when that shit popped off, he Zip like, shit, this y'all perfect, Yeah, we ain't got no pistols. He came over with pistols.
Okay, so he says, you tell him we'll do it for $1 million, and he's like, okay, I'll do it for $1 million.
Yeah.
He agrees. You shake on it or something like that.
Yeah.
What happened?
Gentlemen, he like, man, we'll wipe the ass out quick. It's nothing. So that done, that's easy.
Did he front you any money or anything?
No, he didn't. Well, after it happened, he called, what's his name? Zip. Is that us? That's us. And the broad was even calling Faith. Yeah, that's us.
You want it done too?
She was just calling Zip. Is that us? That's us. I'm like, yeah, that was us.
Was Keefe, I'm sorry, was Biggie ever involved in any of these conversations about his
No.
Tupac? Okay, it's always just Puff and Zip.
Yeah.
You think he knew about it, or he was like, whatever, he's doing his own thing?
He was like doing his own thing. Lance kind of kept him kind of
Out the window.
yeah.
So this is all Puffy's doing.
Yeah. Puffy was scared. Scared of the dude. Period.
Okay, so you guys make the deal for that, and then you guys aren't out in Vegas and with that intention. That's not why.
Right. They did not go out to Vegas for that being the purpose of this. So when they went out to Vegas, this ended up happening. I don't know, depending on how you look at it, right place, right time, wrong place, wrong time. So what they go into is they go on to talk about the night of the murder. They weren't planning on doing anything about it that night. But when Baby Lane got jumped, then retaliation needed to happen. And so they talk about maybe they go back to Compton and take care of it there. But then they did get the guns. And when they pulled up, basically when they saw Suge and Tupac, they were like, well, here's the opportunity. Let's do this. So now we're going to jump ahead to one of the funny moments. Because he's just singing. He's just singing like a canary here to the cops. Just chitty chat.
And I ain't ever told nobody that story.
So that's Keefe D saying, I've never said anything until today.
Doesn't that feel good, man? Get off the chest. It's been weighing you down, man, like 20 years.
Oh, who can I ask your own question though?
Oprah's gonna be like, Mr. Davis, we really appreciate it.
That's Dupree. Oh, Oprah. You're going to be like, we really appreciate it, Mr. Davis. Thank you.
And then you'll be like, read my book.
Hey,
Whoever speaker one is, nice foreshadowing on the book. Also, I have questions.
I just want to ask one thing though. One thing. Y'all heard that story before though. Before I told you.
Not that part, no, never heard that part before. I haven't.
About Zip?
I knew about Zip.
You know about Zip.
Yeah, you gun? We done that.
Yeah, but not about the pop-up.
No particular things in between. But we're on track.
I'm just saying y'all knew.
We knew Zip had given the gun, but we didn't know that you went to his car to get it, so.
Stuff like that.
Let me tell you.
This dude punked me though that morning in the garage though. I ain't gonna lie. He got me good though. I ain't gonna lie. You gotta pray me good. He good. He like.
So they go. He's gonna go on, but the mumbling is a lot. So we're gonna jump ahead just a smidge again.
And shit. Here he coming at BMW on King Carter. And bros, Tupac. And we like, there they go. Made the U-turn. We
This
went for
is the night of
U-turn. They was
this
in
is the
they
actual.
was in the middle lane. And we just pulled up on the side, checked every car, see where they was.
So what directed your attention to him was some girl shouting at Tupac?
Tupac. He gave himself away. Otherwise, they would have got away.
So that is Keefe D saying Tupac gave himself away. Otherwise, they would have gotten away. Like, we didn't notice it was them, except the girls noted that it was them. So
Oh, hey, you know how you do.
that's
They was-
when we paid
There
attention.
you go.
You did a U-turn, so then you pull alongside of it. You guys are in the car. Have you already handed Lane the gun at this point, or at what point do you hand him the gun?
I thought he was gonna pull on my side. You know, that's my little nephew. I'm gonna look out for him. You know, and he pulled on their side.
So you were fitting to blast if you had to, or you were just?
Yeah, if we would have been on my side, I would have blasted.
Okay. So you hand the gun to the back seat.
Yeah.
You can hear Lane.
I gave it to Dre. Dre was like, no. And Lane's like, yeah, pop.
So Lane is Keefe D's nephew, and so according to this round of events, they handed the gun to I believe it's Big Dre, who was like, I'm not doing this. And then Keefe D's nephew said, hand me the gun, and then he took care of it. So, who's gonna
Now, when you first talked to you a few weeks ago, you did say that Orlando was in behind the driver. Is that right?
No, Lando was behind me.
Okay. Okay.
Dre was behind the driver.
Okay. So when you passed the gun, you passed it to Dre?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the closest to him. He you know.
He didn't want a part of it?
Yeah, he was scary.
All right.
I know he would be scary, but when I got out of jail, he said he was a bad motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah, like, is that right? He used to feign all that shit. All that shit. Oh, what we gonna do?
Could be Dupac. His girlfriend liked to kill him.
Huh?
His girlfriend killed him, didn't she?
No.
I think you're.
No, she didn't. He just had a sinus problem.
Okay, so Lane, so you guys pull up alongside. This is essentially, I think, what
That's on the
you guys pull
tape.
alongside. That's
That's
essentially
them,
what you
not
see.
you.
Yeah.
So you had
But he had the window open. The window down up.
Oh, was it tinted or no?
Oh, he had the window up.
Okay.
So he wasn't out yelling at the girls at that time?
No, he was there, rolled back up the window when he went on the street.
Okay, Lane starts blasting. You say Suge looks over, he sees you.
Yeah.
He looks right at you.
Yeah, he was.
Okay. Why are you looking right at him?
Fucking known each other since we were 7, 8 years old.
When he looks over at you, and then, Tupac's busy getting shot. Evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out
In
of
the
the
back seat or something.
Yeah, what do you see happening inside their
Jumping
car?
in. I seen a bullet going through his head. I thought he was dead. I thought he was dead.
You see
He
his
must
head?
have scraped him or something in the head.
So he's saying he thought
Piece
Suge
of
was
glass went
dead.
into his neck right here.
And he had a thing in his head.
Yeah, a little gray.
Yeah, he got a graze in his
Yeah, I thought he was dead.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry, did you guys stop the keep the bullet stop the car and just let him get off?
Yeah. Then we made the right.
Okay, but you stopped what you said, why you boom, 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 got off, then you took off.
And we made the right, and some brawls at sea breeze was following us. Stupid bitches. And we shot their window out and they stopped.
So Tupac's trying to jump in the back seat. And what Suge doing? Just ducking?
So this is a lot of trying to organize where everybody is because we're dealing with a lot of entourages and stuff like that. And where everybody's going. And I think I missed one of the witnesses. I don't know how I went through every day, but anyway, I seem to have missed one of the ladies who was in the car in the sea breeze. And this is ultimately going to his story has been pretty much the same for the entire time. So let's see. I don't know as we need any more than that because we've already heard this. So we got a little more backstory. The jury is getting a lot of this now. So they're getting the full backstory, the full current story, all of that. And so what day are we on? Day 4 ended with this 2008 Proffer interview. So I am going to embiggen me and we're going to swoop and then I am going to pull up day 5. I don't know if we're going to do it in 2 hours, but we'll be close. We'll be close. So I definitely think it's worth it because he wrote the book, because he did all of the things. I'm here for the TLDR, so if you're not interested in court, maybe don't do this. But if you are interested in court and how this all goes, how this all comes in, and the full details of it, definitely go watch in its entirety. And if you want a translator, again, EDP, great translator. I need to find the right screen. All right. Here's the other thing about day 5. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I think I know what happened. I think BET got not understanding what a pool feed is. I think that's what happened. And so the pool feed has pulled day 5. I can't find it. It was there yesterday. Day 5 is down today. Day 5 is up for EDB at the moment, so go check that out. But and I found it on the AP. But the actual pool feed, which is Law and Crime and Court TV, because they're the same company, they don't have this one. So I don't know why, but I had to go find an alternate option. Why is this so small? Don't mind me. I'll get there. I just get distracted at times. Well, that's better. That's better. There we go. I don't know. I did a button. All right. Let us go. Let me swoop and we'll go to day 5. All right. We are going to start day 5 with witness Leonard Jefferson, the person who took the photograph of Tupac and Suge the night of the murder. Like the photograph that is everywhere. I am going to put them on 1.25, but we're going to watch / listen to most of his testimony because I find it fascinating. I find it absolutely fascinating. And he is a very dapper human, and he's a great witness. I'm very interested, and he tells a good story. So, we're gonna hear. I'm gonna try and zoom through the rest of the day as we go through, but I really want us to spend a bunch of time with this lovely human. So we're going to.
You do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You may be seated. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Leonard
He has
Jefferson,
style.
Leonard Jefferson.
Thank you, Mr. Jefferson. Mr. Paul, whenever you're ready, you may proceed.
Thank you. Mr. Jefferson, on the weekend of September 7th, 1996, did you come out to Las Vegas?
Yes, sir.
And where were you coming from?
Los Angeles.
And why'd you come out to Vegas?
I was coming to attend the Mike Tyson food sales and fight.
Where were you staying?
Monte Carlo Hotel.
And were you here by yourself or with somebody else?
I was here with someone else.
Did you go to the MGM Grand for the fight?
Yes.
Did you actually attend the fight?
I did not.
Tell us about that. Why didn't you attend the fight?
I was just in the lobby, people watching, and normally when we come to the fights, we just hang out for a little while. And a couple of people were asking, were they selling tickets? Were we selling tickets? Turned them down, and then a couple, I remember were from Detroit, had they were matching green suit, and the guy offered us $2,500 each for our tickets, and we didn't pass it up, and we sold our tickets.
Yeah, $2,500 each for the tickets. Sure. We feel like it's going to be a quick fight. We'll take that money.
I guess you didn't miss much, right? Only a minute, 30-second fight. So.
Yes, sir. And that's what we talked about on the way coming down. It might be another quick fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the lobby area while you were watching people, did you see somebody relevant to this case?
Yeah, I saw Tupac and his entourage come in.
And then was that before the fight?
Yes.
How did you know that was Tupac and his entourage?
I just recognized him. Just knew who he was.
And had you had previous interactions with Mr. Shakur?
Briefly, yes. Back in Los Angeles.
Can you tell us about what those interactions were about?
Back in those days, I used to sell cars, and a couple people that worked for Death Row Records, I sold them a couple of cars, and I delivered them to Can-Am Studios in the Valley. And I just happened to meet them, or they introduced me to them, and we talked about cars, and that was it. Nothing major.
So let's go back to Las Vegas.
We just sold him.
1996. You sell your tickets for a pretty good amount. What do you do afterwards?
Continue people watching. And I guess once the fight started, people were still, hanging out, and we decided to go back across the street to our hotel, and we took our money and went to the crap tables.
And by the hotel,
crap tables, not crap tables.
And then at some point, do you decide to leave the Monte Carlo?
Yeah, after a couple hours of being there, I got hungry, and I wanted to I called a California Pizza Kitchen, place an order, and it told me it'd be like 20, 30 minutes. And I told my buddy I was about to leave to go to pick up my order. And I walked outside to the valet, gave him my ticket, get my truck, I had the Suburban back in. And once they brought it up, I drove out and went to the strip, went to the Las Vegas Boulevard.
And you had said you were driving a Suburban.
Yeah, because here's the other thing. There wasn't anything like DoorDash in 96.
Yes, sir.
What color was that Suburban?
White.
So, and just for the folks that don't know, a white Suburban is a big white SUV.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
When you were driving down Las Vegas Boulevard, were you headed toward driving north towards the stratosphere, I guess, as a marker?
Yeah, I was headed north, yes.
And while you were driving north on Las Vegas Boulevard, did you see anybody that you had met earlier?
Yeah, I was stopped at a light.
So close.
And a car rolled up, or really the wheels really caught my attention. And then I looked up and I saw it was Tupac and Shakur sitting in the car.
Well, did you try to interact with Mr. Shakur or Mr. Knight?
With Tupac, I did.
And what happened? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I said, hey, what up, Pop? And then he kind of looked and kind of took like a double take. He said, oh, what up, man? And then I said,
So he recognizes the guys, pulls up next to him and goes, hey, what up, dude? I recognize you. What a coincidence.
hey, where you guys headed? He said, we're headed to the club. You should follow us. It's all right, cool. And then, I don't know, I said, man, let me get a picture real quick. And I had my camera in my center console, so I just grabbed my camera and snapped the picture.
So this is...
I cannot imagine there. So he's just like, let me get a quick pic. Like, I'll meet you at the club, but let me get a quick pic now. Wow.
Before iPhone, so you actually had a physical camera with you.
Yeah, I had a 35 millimeter camera.
I'm going to show you what's been previously admitted as State's Exhibit Number 3. Do you recognize what's being shown to you?
Yes,
That's
sir.
the picture.
That's the picture that I took.
Now, after taking this picture, so you took this picture at a red light.
Yes, sir.
And I'm assuming the light turns green at some point.
Yes, it does.
What do you do?
After I took the picture, the light changed green, and they took off, and I recognized like one or two of the cars that were behind them from seeing them from LA. So I let them go by, and then they got in front of me, and then I got 3 cars behind them, behind the BMW, and then.
So listening back to this a second time, I'm realizing he recognized that those other cars were the entourage, that's security, and they're already anxious because the girls who also got told to follow him to Club 662 were between the car Suge is driving and security. So him being like, oh, security gonna want to be like that entourage is gonna want to be closer. So he got behind the entourage, as I understand this.
We're just driving down Las Vegas Boulevard.
At some point, do you make a right turn?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So I don't guess the street is. I remember the Flamingo. We get to Flamingo, and as we're making the right turn, I get on the phone. I was calling California Pizza Kitchen to cancel my food order.
Because you're heading to the club, right? You don't need a CPK anymore.
Because he'd called in the food order, went to go get the food order, ended up getting told, follow us to the club. So now he's got to call back. Also, sir, I need to know. If you were on the phone and you were in your car and it is 1996, what phone you're rocking? That's my question. I want to know what phone you're rocking.
So while I was on the phone with him like 30 seconds or so, and then all of a sudden I just hear pop, 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 and I'm kind of like looking around, and then I see the cars are stopped, and I see the people in front that were in the cars. They got out of the car and ran to the front. They ran to the BMW.
So you hear gunshots.
Yes.
But you don't. Do you see where the gunshots are coming from?
I did not know.
And do you see who's doing the shooting?
I did not know.
You just hear the gunshots.
I just hear it. Yes.
And then when you are looking up after, it looks like you were kind of ducking down a little bit.
Yeah, because I didn't know where they were coming from.
After you look up, you see people from the other parts of the caravan get out of their vehicles.
Yes, sir.
And which vehicle are they going towards?
They went towards the BMW.
And then what happens after the people start going towards the BMW?
When they started running there, all of a sudden I see the BMW make a big wide U-turn going back towards Las Vegas Boulevard.
And the BMW, I don't know that we've established this yet. The BMW, is that the car that Suge was driving that Tupac was in?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Suge or Mr. Knight makes a wide U-turn, and then what happens after that?
The people, they run back to their cars, and actually one of the guys, I didn't know who he was. He tried to get in my car, and I didn't know dude, so I guess he realized he was getting in the wrong car or whatever. I guess I don't know what it was. So I got caught up in the little situation. I made a big wide U-turn as well. Now I made the U-turn. I catch up to, I'm behind the Lexus. It was a green Lexus. So I'm behind him, and then we see Suge make the wide left turn back onto the strip, and he went up on the curb and came back down, and then we all went through the intersection. It was traffic coming through, we just all made it through. And then we got to, Harmon. We got back to Harmon, and Suge makes another left turn, and now it's like cross traffic. He couldn't get through. And by this time, now we see the bicycle cops. There's a bicycle cop rolls up, and Suge is kind of like, stop here. This is Las Vegas. This is the street he turns on. So he just stopped. And then the cop drops his bike, and I started to get out. Then I got back in once I saw the cops with him. And then,
so you're in the middle of Harmon in Las Vegas?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Knight's car has just stopped at this point.
Yes.
And you stop as well.
Yes.
Are there any other cars that stop along with Mr. Knight's car?
Yeah, I'm stopped behind the green Lexus.
Okay, so
I'm really right behind him in the turning lane.
So there's the BMW that Mr. Knight's driving.
Yes.
You have a green Lexus, and you have your white Suburban that you're aware of. And then you said you were going to get out of your car. You see bike cops, and then you decide to stay in your car.
Got back in, yes.
What do you see as you're inside your car? Do you look at the BMW at all?
I look at it, and then I see, like I said, the bicycle cop rolled up, and then he drops his bike, and then I see Suge getting out the car, and now the officer is yelling commands to him, get down, lay down, and you hear Suge saying, my man, pocket shot, we need help, pocket shot. And then the cops, I kind of blanked out, I didn't really hear what he said, and then the cop, for whatever, walked over there to Suge. Suge got up, and they walked over to the passenger side of the car.
Okay, and so initially, is it fair to say there's one bike cop, or are there multiple bike cops immediately?
Well, I saw one, but then others came.
Okay, so
one immediately. I saw one immediately.
Okay, so the one immediately shows up, and then other bike cops show up after.
Yes. Right. Yes, sir.
And then the one bike cop, he's the one that's talking to Mr. Knight, and then at some point, do they go over to the passenger side and deal with Mr. Shakur?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Well, at that time, when that occurred, a police officer rolled up in a vehicle. He ran up and pulled a gun on me and ordered me out of the car. He opened my door and then threw me down, snatched me out of the car, and threw me down on the ground. Now I'm like prone down on the ground. I'm in the direction I'm facing. I can see what's going on with the with the police and shit.
So he went from I'm gonna go party with these guys to being.
Did the officer give you an explanation as to why he was treating you in such a manner?
Yeah, I said, hey, what's going on? He said, we have witnesses saying that you were part of their entourage.
Right.
And at that point, when you're prone and looking at what's going on at the BMW, what do you do?
I see that they were kind of like struggling with the door. They get the door open, and then they pull Tupac out of the car.
And were you able to observe Mr. Shakur?
Not really. I saw the movement, but I didn't see what happened after he got out the car.
All right. So what happens after that?
The cop is, he sits me up now. He's asked me for my ID, where I'm from, what am I doing here, where am I staying, and he's writing down the information. The other is, I don't know if it was his partner or just another cop was searching my Suburban, looking at whatever they do.
Yeah. Your Honor, I'm going to approach the witness with state's proposed exhibits 149 and 150. Okay. I'm sorry, Mr. Paul.
Zoom a little bit here. We're gonna get more evidence coming in.
50. Do you recognize the people in states 150?
I don't know that at the time I didn't know their names. That's me sitting here. I had the black pants with like a tuxedo type vest and white t-shirt. And I learned this is Edie Me. And I don't know at the time I didn't know their names.
Okay. All right. Have you subsequently met or learned their names since then?
I've learned their names and I met Edie a couple times just out and about.
I want to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 149. Since that night, have you learned who these people's names are?
Yes.
And does this accurately reflect who their names are?
It says their names. I can't say if it's them or not. But yes.
Okay. I'm going to move State's 149, 150 evidence.
So he doesn't remember exactly who it is, but there are names on there. So that's a picture. I'm bouncing ahead a little bit now. So he's there, just crazy night. All right, let's see. And after this, so I'm just bouncing ahead. Right. So he goes on to say that eventually he goes back to the hotel, and then another cop shows up. Basically, he goes back to tell his friend the crazy thing that just happened to him. Goes back to the hotel, tells his friend that while he's there, and mind you, the man has not gotten food yet. I'm just pointing that out. And because he canceled his order and went back and was like, this crazy ass thing just happened to me. And while he's there, the cop comes back and is like, hey, I know I said you could come back, but I need to come back down to the scene. So he does. I think we can skip the rest of that because I know we're at 142. I know we are going to go ahead and bounce ahead to the next witness Mario Diaz, because there's a lot that he ends up bringing in here. So, I don't know. I realize this is so much information. I'm trying to get through it in a short amount of time. I'll see if I can summarize, but we're gonna give it a little bit here. So this is the start of direct.
D-I-A-Z, D as in David, I-A-Z.
Thank you, Mr. Diaz. Now your turn.
Thank you. Mr. Diaz, what do you do for a living?
I'm a filmmaker. I direct documentaries, and I'm also a showrunner for documentaries and documentary series.
What does a showrunner mean?
I'm basically the person in charge of all of the creative. I put together essentially the series from a creative standpoint, and I also, make sure that all of the logistics of filming and editing the piece, just everything runs by me, through me.
At some point, are you contacted by a company to create a documentary related to Death Row Records and the story of its rise and its ultimate fall?
Yes. As I remember, my agent at the time called me and told me that there was an opening for a job directing a 6-part series about Death Row Records for a company called E1. Actually, technically, it was for Creature Films, which is a subsidiary of E1. And so I went and interviewed for it, I think a couple of times, and I got it.
Prior to you becoming involved in, well, you got the job. So prior to you getting the job, had E1 contracted?
Okay. So I'm going to try and zoom here to get to the Proffer and to get to the other bits of the 2009 interview and subsequent interviews. So this witness is in part here for the foundation to bring in things like the sizzle reel and other interviews. Maybe we'll do a deeper dive with all my timestamps at another point when I'm not trying to zoom through this. But anyway, there's a 6-hour long docu-series that they are trying to get some information in. I learned through this direct and cross-examination that it turns out that BET did not have to hand over the footage to the court. So here's what I'm thinking on this. Why can't I find day 5? I suspect that there are copy claims and people are fighting fair use because it should be fair use. And my own personal opinion, they should have just turned it over to the court, but they didn't. So I have more questions about that. So we see a lot of clips from that interview, including clips where Keefe D talks about why is he talking now? Well, he was talking to BET and this showrunner back then because he had cancer. His words, he had cancer, so basically he had nothing left to lose. And that's why it's his own words. So, how did they get the proffer? There's still questions on that. But here's in the interest of time, I'm going to jump right ahead to the 2009 interview. Also, this means that they won't come for me copyright wise the same way. Okay. So the 2009 interview is kind of insane. We are going to start where they make it very clear that this is voluntary. He doesn't have to be there. He can leave at any time, which, in case you're wondering, if you are ever in a situation and a cop says you can leave at any time, take your opportunity to bounce. Yeah, take your opportunity to bounce, because anything you say at that point is going to be used against you at some point. It's going to happen.
This is Detective D. Long from 3969. I'll be recording a voluntary statement under event number 0. I'm sorry.
Detective Long is Las Vegas Metro PD. Yeah.
960907
Jurisdiction
-2063.
Charge.
Investigation of the murder of Tupac. Date and time of occurrence is 9/9/09 at 12:20 hours. We're in an LAPD office called LA HIDTA, HIDTA. With me is Detective Dupree with LAPD. Going into the interview. The person who is last name.
Oh, whatever that is.
Duane.
Sorry, I forgot. I forgot that somebody is, recording this from the core of the earth.
Also known as
I don't know.
Oh, how you doing? Good. How are you? This is Detective Long, Las Vegas Metro PD, Duane Davis. This is Attorney Duane. Hey, nice to meet you.
Just one?
Yeah, just me.
Oh, shoot. We just got one. We all right.
He's talking about how many law enforcement officers are there.
Okay, so
the
you
lawyer's
were
like,
investigating
we just got one?
The original
We not
investigating
that
officers
special?
were Detective Becker and Detective Franks. I was at the original crime scene, and they're no longer in homicide, so I've taken the case over.
Okay.
I've had it since 2000.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Davis, you go by...
you can call him Mr. Davis, or you can call him Keefe.
Keefe D? Is that correct?
Keefe, either one.
Keefe, okay.
Yeah, no, just put your comfortable with.
Okay. This is actually, I took quite a few notes here, but I don't even know where I'm going to be going in this thing.
Okay, let me say something to my client in front of you so he understands.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like an informal
So this is a lawyer saying, let me talk to my client in front of you.
meeting. He's just trying to get some information. There's no trick questions. If there's something you don't understand, say you don't understand for a second. But his intent is not trying to be crafty. He just wants to ask you questions and try to answer them truthful, and we'll be out of here, and that's it.
Right. I have absolutely no intent of arresting you today. You understand that?
Keyword. Today.
All I wanted you to do is some information.
Yeah, that's not what he's not here. He's not saying he's going to arrest you, but he's saying
No, I'm
yeah,
no.
Yeah, but he's saying he's not here. But he's here to make sure everything's clear.
Right.
And he wants you to be honest with him. If it's not clear, he's not honest. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You understand everything?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your name?
Duane Davis.
His real name is
All right, I'm going to skip ahead. Because
Duane Davis.
Okay.
no, we don't need to go through addresses here. All right, we're going to skip ahead because it's like You are here of your own accord. You do not have to be here. Everybody was real upfront about that and getting it on tape, which is good because then he can't turn around and be like, "I didn't know," and all of that. So, all right. So back over here. Okay, so he's talking about it again. Suge disrespected Puffy at the Source Awards. Right, because Suge at the Source Awards got up and basically said, if you don't want your producer dancing in all your videos and stuff, come on over to Death Row, which is a direct dig at Puffy. And Puffy's still not over it. Puffy's still not over it. All right. So then we're going to bounce ahead to asking Detective Long to step out, which is just this is where I think a lot of attorneys' brains broke, if I'm remembering this correctly. Nope. Hang on. I'm trying to match my timestamps. Hang on, guys. It's dynamic, trying to match it all up. If I could find a way to type in the exact timestamp, like, do you know how easy that would make my life? If I could just type it in and be like, I want this, that would be great. All right.
Was it something else? Just like that. Just like that. Somewhere close to that. Can y'all talk to D for 1 second? Sure, go ahead.
So that's Keefe D saying, "Can I talk to Detective Dupree for a second? Like, can you step out so I can talk to this other cop that I like better or something?"
Don't know what else you. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'll step out. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, this is to clarify. What's up, man? Okay. I want to say this real quick. Look, you're doing a pretty good job. I know it's kind of hard, but you ain't supposed to be getting in anything like you was involved in murder. You gotta keep it really clean.
So this is the lawyer in front of Detective Dupree, who's LAPD, who is not going to be a part of this, but like is still there. Like, this is outside of his jurisdiction, but also this is the lawyer being like, dude, you can't say that you had involvement here.
But you told us to stay consistent. What you told us. He gave me the gun. That's right. No, you don't say that.
And it's Keefe D saying, but he gave me the gun. Like,
Okay. Okay. He said, "Can I say?"
Okay. Keith. Did you hear what I just told you? I already told you before we started.
TDP buffers so hard. Like, hey, but do you pick up what I'm putting down?
You want to try to do not what I say? Dude, you know better than to ask him that question. Okay, don't ask him that question.
Because he know I'm kicking real, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah. But if it's been told that way before, because it's the same story. Because you had a bunch of people.
So here's Detective Dupree being like, but dude, we've heard this story so many times. If you change it now, we're gonna have questions.
So that's what you gotta do. Let me say this way. Consistent with what whatever happens.
Let me put it this way, make it easy. Okay, let me make it easy for you. Okay. You can say it that I think I recall it could have been like this. Presently, I'm not quite sure if it was exactly this way, that way. But I think he could have handed it to me and I handed it to him. You can put it in that kind of
stay consistent. Yeah. The thing is, you gotta stay consistent because the story's already been told and leave it at that and sleep at night.
But no, you gotta trust me what I'm saying.
But he's trying to change. So
what I'm trying to say is, you can stay consistent, but your recollection doesn't have to be exactly. You can also put it in. Just you gotta hear what I'm saying. You can put it in the way what he's saying. I'm trying to recall now. When I think about it, he could have handed it to me. Okay. So
that's what you're saying.
The lawyer, don't lie, but leave yourself an out. Don't lie, but leave it open-ended.
Well, you want me to leave for 5 and come back?
No. You're not listening to me. Look at you in the face and listen to what I'm saying. Okay. And I'm saying it one more time.
Okay, it's two different situations. How you said it before, I don't give a fuck. How many people in the room? Okay, there's certain things that you say that will get your murder case. Okay, so play around with that if you want. He got a different job than I got. My job is to get you to say, not to get you to lie, but to get you to understand that your recollection.
To his attorney was like, dude, if you keep telling it the way you're telling it, you're gonna catch a murder case. Like, if you keep talking this way, you're gonna catch a murder case. And yet the lawyer continues to help the cops. It's kind of insane, in my opinion. I'm not sure that's what he was intending to do, but that's kind of what he did.
Maybe that he may have handed it to you. Okay. That's what you think about it. I'm not asking you to lie, but I'm asking you to give yourself some room, okay? Because you may need it, okay? But I know on that set of facts, it could be a problem.
But I thought, they said whatever I thought, tell them. The bottom line is just
you're not understanding.
Just be your attorney, because he's your attorney, but tell the story.
Okay.
And get through this.
I'm just saying that when you tell the story, it's all
Dupree, like, listen to your attorney, but maybe don't.
Okay, you can either lock it in clearly as it is, or you can still leave some room and not lie. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, okay. Because what he's saying to you at the end of the day, there's two different programs going on that I don't control and he doesn't control. Okay, we can do the best we can do. Okay.
And then when Detective Long comes back, Higgins, like, okay, we might want to go over some things because he may recall some things in detail that maybe we know from previous conversations, want to make sure it's consistent. Like, I'm giving my client another chance to make this right because he's not listening. I know. Macy, you're gonna have to wait just a little longer. The dog is ready for me to be done, so we're gonna try and skip along. Okay. So this voluntary statement. I'm not going to cover much of the rest of it because much of the rest of it is he's telling the story that he's told that has landed him in court. And then this is not common. This is not a common thing that happens. Okay. This is when they head to lunch break on day 5.
Witness that we won't get through today.
That works. We'll take our lunch break now. The food has been delivered. I don't want it to get too cold. So at this time, we will recess. During this recess, you're admonished not to talk, converse amongst yourselves, or with anyone else on any subject connected to the trial, or read, watch, or listen to any report or commentary on the trial.
Like
with any person connected to this case by any medium of information, including without limitation, on television, internet, and radio, or form or express any opinion on any subject connected to the trial until the case is submitted to you. We'll have you guys back here at 1:30. Please rise for the jury.
Jury leaves. We're almost done, guys. But this is insane. That's not a thing that you're allowed to do in court, by the way. You don't just, hey, judge.
Hang on one sec. For the record, the jury. Maybe it's accident. Okay, yes. What's up?
They keep giving out my address. They broke in my house, vandalized my house, vandalized my wife's car. You know what I'm saying? Because they keep giving out our address. Now they gave out my sister's address. This stuff is wrong.
I've heard it's going on both ways. That there's concerns
wrong.
both ways.
They're wrong.
I've admonished them to talk to their witnesses and anyone they can communicate about these issues. Okay, so your attorney let me know what's going on.
I get beat up by the cops. The guy attacked me in here, sent me to prison. This is
insane. This is how it's supposed to go. You're supposed to whisper at your lawyer and say, dude, they keep messing with me again. And then your lawyer is supposed to go, Judge, we would like to address these issues. And then you let your lawyer speak for you.
wrong, and it's supposed to be this job.
For the record, you're pointing to the document.
Yeah, for the record, I think he's indicating he's upset I'm prosecuting him for murder.
No, I'm not upset because you're endangering my family's life.
State, again, like we talked about at the bench, you're going to stay in communication with your witnesses about not doing any of that. Goes both ways. Mr. Stamps, you'll talk to your client about not communicating with witnesses as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect.
there was that. There was that. Yes, information should be redacted. Yes, you should not dox anybody and things like that, but also that was spicy. That was spicy. All right. You know what? I'm going to embiggen myself because I might actually be able to do this without. I might actually be able to zoom and not have to go through everything. We might cover the final witness. Pardon me. Ever so slightly, but let's see. So after you adjust the judge directly, which is a big fat no. Everybody goes off to lunch. When they come back, we are back at the 2009 voluntary agreement again. And oh no. Chat, let me know. Let me know if in the next recap you want me to cover these bits. I think they are important. But I know we're getting on and we're already at 2 hours. So I'm going to try and zoom and not necessarily pull them up and play them, but I recommend go finding them anyway, because this is stuff where they're talking about Puffy never paid. So they go out and do all of this because Puff had put a price on Suge's head, and they go out and take care of Tupac, and then Puffy never paid. And what is wild in this is when they're asking questions, they're asking, well, did you go up to the hotel room? And these guys are like, nope. Real clear on that distance. So I'm fascinated. This is why, because we know what we know now, it is interesting to hear some of these little things where I definitely think that they knew what was going on and wanted to distance themselves from that. They go on. He continues on to say, when they're asking about that particular night and what happened, Keefe D does indicate that he wished it never happened. He wished it never happened. Maybe I'll do a shorter video with those, but which I get. And they go on to discuss the turnaround prices on everybody's heads, and there's a little bit of clout in that, like, no, I had 100 grand on my head or something like that. So they're talking about the prices on their heads. And then they go on to remind Keefe D, this is Long and Dupree, remind Keefe D that there were no promises made about the Tupac case in this interview. They go on to clarify that this is not an immunity sort of situation. The lawyer, again, does not help them. And then the last witness of the day was witness Michael Dorsey, a documentary filmmaker. He was a consultant on the Death Row Chronicles docuseries. He is also the guy that made all of the audio recordings. So there are several audio recordings where there are not film recordings from that same thing, because he was recording at different times from when they were filming, which means that there are plenty of times where people are just chatting. And he caught a lot of that. So that is the rest of day 3, day 4, and day 5. Doing these in a single stream it's a new challenge for me. Oh, I should swoop. It is a new challenge for me, and it's a new challenge for me because these court days, there are some court days, Massachusetts, where in a 6 or 7 hour court day, you can get a couple witnesses and there's a whole lot of other stuff. And so you can do a quick recap This is like being in Florida where they're just nose to the grindstone the whole time. It's a lot. So I want to thank you for joining me today. And if you missed yesterday's video, go check that out. I will get timestamps up as soon as I can, probably tomorrow, because I'm tired and the dog would like me to, not be, would like me to be paying attention to her instead of everything else. So tomorrow is going to be another wild court day, I'm sure. I'm sorry, but for a lot of trials, like there's a lot of foundational stuff that is ultimately boring. You can usually summarize it and skip over it. Not here. Not here. This is working on being one of those few trials where every bit of it is worth watching. So anyway, I'm going to do my best. I might try and break this up into other streams where I think I can do it for an hour. I don't know. We're going to find out. Cuz this week, guys, I'll figure it out. This week is going to be kind of insane because well, it's a crazy week. It's the end of summer. You know how it goes. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Again, timestamps will be up as soon as I can, and that way you can just jump to the parts that are the most interesting to you. Makes it a lot easier on y'all. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. You guys are the absolute best. I did again. I forgot to say, do all the YouTube things. Please like, subscribe, do all the things that make the algorithm happy. And if you like hanging out here, share with your friends. We love to have new folks join us. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. This is going to be another wild week in court. We'll catch up at some point. I don't know when I'll be back. Keep a lookout on Threads and Instagram. That's where I'm going to post first, and stories and stuff like that. So anyway, love y'all. You're amazing. As always, be well, do good, and remember to bark a lot. I will catch you on the next one. See you. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Bark a Lot. Follow me on Threads and Insta at the Aurora H. White. That's where I post most frequently between shows. Hit that like button, connect with us, and remember to bark a lot. We will see you next time.